Hello, so today we're going to look at what tension in your shoulder and neck may reveal, and we're going to be using one of the extraordinary vessels of Chinese medicine as the main focus of how we can work with this, and these are the Yin and the Yang Linking Vessels. So our shoulders. Often people come to see us because they have tension in their shoulders. And it's very easy to think of the physical tension. I also have tension in our shoulders, often holding through poor posture, through being at a computer, through repetitive gestures. But what the linking vessels, these extraordinary vessels, can also help us understand, as well as the physical aspects, is how we hold the memory of all the actions that we've been doing in our body over time, and how over time these physical patterns tend to build up, but they're always released to our emotional imprinting and expressions. And so I like the image of the linking vessels. Our arms and our shoulders are like our wings, and like a bird, they help us remember our bird-like nature and our connection to space and our potential. And often we forget that, and we have our shoulders and our arms too contracted, too much over our heart and our chest. We do need this as protection, but we also need to do the opposite movement, which is in many Qigong movements, of opening up our arms and shoulders in a very relaxed way. But it is very much about also opening up our heart. So that's the image that I want you to have as we work. And this image will help us connect with the head of the bird, the neck, the shoulder, and the arm. So first of all, it can be nice to just place a hand perhaps on the shoulder. So if you're working with muscles over the trapezius muscles, or over the neck, over the head, levator scapula, the scalenes muscles, the sternocleidomastoid. Just feel a bit where you're drawn to in this part of the upper body. It could even, in fact, be the brain to start with, the head. That's where I feel I want to start. Just the calming of the nervous system, which also holds the memory, and just tuning into the breath of your partner. Feeling the connection between the brain, the side of the head and the neck, and the hand. And then moving down to the neck. Just getting an overall impression of the arm like the wing of the heart. So yes, here on the trapezius, on the Gall Bladder, and there's lots of meridians here in Chinese medicine, just seeing if you can get a little bit of softening. And here we're also helping the body remember the origin of the shoulder and the hand, because our hand actually existed before our shoulder in our embryological development. So our hand is very related to our shoulder. By working with our hand, we can connect with our shoulder. Also, we can connect with the back of the shoulder blade, the scapula, and just placing with a broad connection, feeling the movement of breath, feeling how much pressure, just holding. And then you can come to the spine itself, just feeling all the spine between the scapula. And kind of in the middle of this area is the back of the heart. And in Chinese medicine we have heart points here. And so we can just place our palm over the back of the heart and just connect with the heart, which very much influences what's going on in the shoulder, any tension, any holding. Just connecting with the back of the heart. To start with the palm of your hand, But if you're drawn to working a little bit more specifically, we have points between the vertebrae, third and fourth and fifth and sixth vertebrae. We can just hold the vertebrae between our thumb and our index finger and just connect with the heart. So either the fourth and fifth vertebrae or the fifth and sixth vertebrae is heart protector, is the fourth and fifth and sixth is heart itself. And often when someone has shoulder issues, there may well be tension in this area, so never isolate the shoulder from the spine. Musculoskeletally, there are lots of muscles here that act on the shoulder. But if we go right to the core, that's the heart that we want to connect with. And so this hand here, I've just been connecting with the hand in our embryological development. The limb bud already starts to emerge about 5-6 weeks after our conception, from where the shoulders will emerge. So holding the hand takes us even further back. There are also points, 2 thumb widths, 3 fingers from the hand fold, triple heater 5 and heart protector 6. I'm just now going to hold those points, which are about heart protector supporting the heart. And triple heater is an interesting vessel meridian in Chinese medicine. It's about the different spaces in the body. The 3 burners. The upper burner is the heart. Middle is our digestion, how we digest our emotions. Lower burner is more our elimination and reproductive system. So we start with these connections, and then there was a bit of tension in the back here for Rosa. So I may well continue after the shoulder to do some more work on the back. But for now, I'll come to the scapula again, just connecting with the bone of the scapula. But feeling the muscles like the wings of the bird emerging from the heart. And then the top of the shoulder. And so I'm just going to now come back down to these points at the hand. Actually, I just did that a bit quickly. It's going to palm down. If you're a massage therapist, you could massage down, feeling the deltoid. Actually, at the tip of the deltoid, there's an important point for the Yang Linking Vessel. Large intestine 14, which is a point for letting go. Letting go not just of physical tension in the deltoid, but also just releasing what no longer serves us in our lives. And then we can come down more to the forearm. There aren't points here, but we can just feel how tight the forearm might be. Often people get carpal tunnel syndrome, tightness in the forearm. And then we can just take the hand and just move it, feeling now the whole area as the big wing, like a bird, containing the memory of all that this person has lived in their lives, all that Rosa has lived in her life from conception. And then we can just feel into the movements, being a bit like a bird, just feeling the joints, moving the arm, moving the forearm, maybe coming up and just gently lifting the shoulder, putting your hand into the scapula, just gently lifting and releasing, but with that lightness. For now I'm really being light and just feeling this energy of a bird. And her arm is over her heart, her hand is over her heart, just feeling that space around the heart. And then maybe gently lifting. Gently lifting, there's a bit of tightness here. And maybe seeing if the heart arm will open, the wing, can it open? So we could massage here, could go with our forearm, or we could just hold and connect with the heart from the front. maybe with the breasts, the inner wings of the heart. Maybe we can just do a little bit more opening, and then feel a movement now into the trapezius, supporting the trapezius, rotating the arm a little bit, giving a bit of space, like a wing, flowing and opening like a bird, the memory of all that we have lived. And then we can start to go into some points on the shoulder, changing our position, just coming into the base of the skull, the occiput, connecting again with the brain, the head, the memory, and we feel this Gall Bladder 20, point that can relax the neck and the shoulder. I'm just getting a little bit of pressure, and then just gently having the wing a little bit protecting the heart, squeezing into the back of the neck as well. And then just coming down. Perhaps if you feel tension here, you could work with massage, or just kenbiki, we say in Shiatsu, just releasing the neck and coming to the top of the shoulder blade, feeling attachments of the levator scapula, easing, perhaps squeezing into here. And we don't want to get too much into Gall Bladder energy, so I like to, there is another point often used as a trigger point release for the trapezius, but behind it, that's Gall Bladder, we'll come to it, but behind it, about a thumb width from the top of the trapezius, above the spine of the scapula, is another point which we might want to massage a little bit. It's actually quite tight on Rosa. You need to get the right angle. And I'm just going to give a bit of downward pressure into this back part of the trapezius. Triple heater, upper burning space. It releases the muscle, but it helps to work with the heart and indeed the lungs. And that's quite tight. And then what we could do with these points and also with the muscles is we always want to work 2 points on 2 different meridians, so we don't get into the energy of the 12 meridians. This is what the linking vessels are, linking different energies. So we can hold triple heater 15 and Gall Bladder 21 at the same time, cupping the scapula, cupping the chest and leaning back and down. And we can just ease into this tissue here, going deep into the body's past. Basically giving a bit of space for the tissue means also giving space for the heart and for memories that may need to be released. So as I'm holding these 2 points, I may even want to see if I can get into, from the axillary fold, sliding up to under the spine of the scapula. There's another point, a third point, small intestine 10. Those of you who work with acupuncture, this is a point that's very good for really releasing the shoulder, but it's even more powerful if you can hold it with these other 2 points. So trapezius and also coming into small intestine 10, engaging many of the muscles, attachments of rotator cuffs in this area, the possibility for moving and opening the shoulders. And I just hold and ease these 3 points to go. I need to do a bit of movement. So here, you just explore, like a bird exploring, or you're exploring the wings of the bird, and where their feathers are a little bit more contracted or looser, and just easing in. And this is actually beginning to release these Gall Bladder triple heaters. So Gall Bladder, top of the trapezius, triple heater just behind, small intestine just under the spine of the scapula. Now I'm going to try a movement with changing my hand position, thumb still in small intestine. 10, and I can still hold the points perhaps on the gallbladder and triple heater. Take the arm again and just bring it back and open up. This time I'm connecting a bit more with the chest and the yin aspect, maybe focusing on the heart protector on the inside of the arm, drawing back. And then I'm going to lay the arm along the side and just connect a bit with the tissue now into the into the deltoid. And just on the edge of the deltoid, about 3 thumb widths from the acromion, there's often quite a tight side. Yes, here it is. Quite a tight spot. So adjust your position so you can hold small intestine 10, not triple heater because you don't want to get too much into triple heater. Gallbladder, maybe just broadly on the shoulder, and just squeeze in here. And that can go quite deep, and you stay. It's really about looking for the best combination of points that you find that just help release deeply in the body. Yeah. And often staying a little bit. Yeah, that's actually releasing more. Really feeling that you can going right through all the tissue. So we are releasing the muscles, but we're going much deeper to the essence of the being, to the heart. And then we can slowly move down the deltoid again to this point, large intestine, this letting go, which is a little bit less tight. And then we can come back, squeezing along to, these are called the key points, the opening points or the regulating point. Yin and Yang, it's important to get this Yin and Yang, the inside and the outside of the arm. There's a lot more points on the Yang vessel, on the Yang side, but we need to combine them with the Yin. Also, you could spend a bit longer here. You might even want to just connect with the Yin, with the sternum, with the heart protector area. You also might want to swap your hands. You could do a little bit of work onto the leg because there's a paired point. We do want to really make sure that we see the shoulder as part of the whole body. What's going on in the shoulder affects the whole of the rest of the body. The hips I'll come to in a moment, but focusing on the leg, I'm just gently releasing into the tissue. There aren't any points in this upper part of the leg, but it's a little bit tight, so we want to feel this moving. Again, a movement up to the pelvis, but also a movement down to the foot. So again, we're just creating a bit of space in the tissue, compressing and releasing into the tissue in more the Yang, but influencing the Yin side of the leg. And then there is a point, it's actually a gallbladder point again, on the side of the leg, gallbladder 35, halfway between the knee and the ankle, and then 1 thumb width down. There's often quite a tight spot, so we position our body between our 2 hands. We hold the triple heater and see if we can get a little bit of release into this Yang point gallbladder on the leg. and then coming down. The end point is bladder 63, so that's below bladder 62, and then along a little bit onto the heel, coming down. It's called the Golden Gate. So this is another aspect of the linking vessels. They regulate longer term transitions in our lives when we're moving house or changing job, relationship, the longer cycles. We go through different gates, and our shoulders, especially as we get older, can often become tight during these times because we're having to make so many adaptations, like a bird changing its flight path. So open that door of gold to a new possibility. And then we can come back into the pelvis. Pelvis is coming back really into the girdle vessel, which will be linked in another video, but it's important to come back to the centre, to the hips, obviously related a lot to the shoulder, but also to the centre of the head. So I'm going to just hold, because there's a couple of governing vessel points right in the centre of the head that we want to connect with the abdomen, the girdle, the pelvic floor, centering physically in the body as well as energetically, and then coming back or coming directly to the heart. And there's the anchor of the spirit in the side of the head, Gall Bladder 13. Half the thumb in line with the end of the eyebrow, just a little dip on the hairline. Connect with the abdomen, the centre, to allow the body to integrate this journey into its past. And I come back to the pelvis, to the centre of the head, just to bring everything back to the centre, because then of course we would want to work the other side, but we do the other side, I would probably do some work on the back, on the pelvis, and then come to the other side. But it's good to make a pause halfway through to allow the body to integrate. So thank you for sharing this journey with me, and please ask any questions in the boxes below.